This is a typical touring car from the 90s. Weight bias towards the rear, providing a very stable rear end. You can see where the balance is. The car feels very much planted when going through corners. This is a typical modern-day style touring car with a mid-motor configuration. You can see where the balance point is. Moving the rear stability closer to the center, this creates a very yaw-positive car. A car that pivots in the center of the chassis is surely going to trade rear stability for front traction, making this an incredibly agile car. This one is the strangest car I've ever met. This TA03 base chassis comes in many variations. The TA03F, the TA03R, the TA03F Pro, which is what this one is, the TA03RS, TA03FS, TA03R TRF, and TA03RS TRF. Born at the end of summer in 1997, the Tamiya TA03F is a first of its kind, a front motor, belt-driven, all-wheel drive chassis. They released it originally with touring car bodies, and a couple rally options. Have a look at the balance point of this one. Now, on looser surfaces such as asphalt or dirt, we are rewarded with a very stable front end due to all that weight over the front wheels, proven by the mighty Tamiya XV01 rally-specific chassis. However, this layout on carpet may be a bit too much weight to throw around on sticky high-traction surfaces initially. I say initially because I only got to run 5 packs through the car so far. Not enough to go in depth yet, but I can tell you that the front end feels very lazy and you can feel the weight having to be thrown around on our black carpet track. I am very happy to have met this car. I have to thank one of our viewers for reaching out to me and making sure I got this on the channel. Thank you, my friend, you know who you are. I received the car along with many other related goodies, and since then I've partially torn it down, rebuilt it, and ran it at the track. Track video will come soon, so make sure you're subscribed if you're interested. Since this is just part 1, we're going to start with a video of the rebuild, and we'll also read an email sent to me by the gracious gentleman who made this all possible. So what I've done is I've taken a string of emails and pieced parts of them together, so it might not all make sense, but I've taken some of the parts that I think are interesting to hear. Let's get started. Hi Rex, some things came to mind, so I figured I'd do a write-up. Small detail on the TA03R tub. The mechanical speed control had these raised tubes on the chassis, which have been cut off. It's easier to put modern equipment on the TA03R without them anyway. I put in the extra set of TA03F Pro gears. They are the whitish ones, they're Mod 4 and the black ones are Mod 6. As to how the spur meshes with the pinion, that's the difference. The rest should be interchangeable. I often get a mix in used cars. Also, the body posts, you should have some spare from the TA03RS, as it has 2 variants of rear posts. And if the posts are bendy, put them in a cup of boiling water. Give them like 15 seconds. Take them and bend them the opposite direction. Then douse it in cold water, and they should be fine. If your motor runs hot, take off the front bumper thing, or at the very least cut the foam so that the air hole in the front hop-up bumper gets maximum flow. Small difference, but still a difference. I don't know, if you really end up liking the TA03, perhaps we need to think of an extra parts package. Tamiya has the TA03R manual on their site too, for whenever you will experiment with that. Really hope this oldie will bring some joy on the racetrack and on clean surfaces. The belt isn't too happy with sand. I had a bit of a snoop on the white servo saver. It's still in production, or at least it seems quite widely available. Part number 50473. By the way, you could probably start the test drive in David Junn setup. Yellow medium stabs at both stabilizer bars, and blue stiff springs at both ends, and move on from there. Also, I included an extra lower FRP plate in case you end up driving it hard or on other surfaces other than the mat. You still have the option to swap in a fresh bottom plate, one for a nice going to town rig, or shelf queen. Anyway, just thought I'd do a what's in the box thoughts. I noticed some people in your comment section who were interested, so I'm really excited to see this, and I'm also happy we could share it with everybody. Rex here, thanks again for joining me. See you in the future.